unusual foods that can help flip on your natural fat-burning switch, so you can lose up to 11 pounds of toxic waste, excess water, and unsightly belly fat over the next 7 days. No kidding. And I'm also going to reveal 3 sneaky eating tricks to help you go on to drop all your unwanted weight, 20, 40, 60, or even 100 plus pounds, using nothing but delicious and inexpensive foods available at any grocery store. But first, I've got to warn you. The high-speed weight loss information you're about to discover is not for people who have a few vanity pounds to lose. It's not for musclehead gym rats with 4% body fat who already live on plain tuna and brown rice. Ugh. And it's certainly not for skinny chicks who love step aerobics and enjoy eating like a bird. Nope. This information is for the busy folks, like me, who love to eat but struggle to find energy, willpower, and extra time in their day to achieve real and lasting weight loss results. If that sounds like you, then welcome. You're at the right place. Hi, my name is Kyle Bonstetter. My dear clients call me Coach B. And if you're one of more than 500,000 people who have followed my daily Change That Up tips and newsletters online over the past 5 years, you know that revealing weight loss breakthroughs, as well as exposing diet scams, is my mission in life. And boy, oh boy, do I have some exciting tips to share in today's video. But before I reveal how to lose 11 pounds in 7 days, I've got an important question. Do you ever wonder why some people are fat while others are skinny? Even though they seem to eat the same amount of food and get the same amount of activity? It's because some people have skinny genetics, right? Sure, but what are skinny genetics exactly? Well, skinny genetics just means that the thin people naturally burn away a lot more calories than overweight people do, without even trying. These fortunate folks seem to have won the genetic lottery and can practically eat whatever they want and never gain an ounce. I'm sure you know a few lucky people like this in your life, but those of us with fat genetics keep gaining more and more weight as we age. It's just not fair. Believe me, I know from experience. But wouldn't it be incredible if you could flip on a hidden fat-burning switch in your body that could instantly turn on your very own skinny person genes? This way, you could naturally burn away gobs of stubborn body fat like a thin person, but without being forced to kill yourself in the gym or starve yourself on some ridiculous diet program. And wouldn't it be incredible if you could flip on this magic skinny switch, not with any crazy exercise equipment or potentially dangerous prescription drugs, but with delicious and inexpensive foods that you love to eat and can be found at virtually every grocery store around the globe? I bet your answer to that question is a definite yes. Well, the good news is now you really can flip on your hidden skinny switch, and it's much easier than you think. But before I reveal how, I've got a humiliating story to confess. As you can see from these photos, I used to have an extra 37 pounds of blubber on my body. It was quite embarrassing, really. There I was, tired, fat, and frustrated. Sure, back in the day I used to be lean and mean, but as I reached middle age, I'm 45 now, my underlying heavy genetics finally caught up with me, and before I knew it, I'd become seriously obese, and I stayed stuck that way for 3 painful years. Talk about feeling ashamed. I didn't want to see old friends or even meet new friends because I was embarrassed about what I looked like. And the confusing part was that none of my old tried and true weight loss strategies seemed to work for me anymore. Like long-term, low-calorie diets and endless exercise, I was even lured in by the magic pill that guarantees weight loss. What a scam. The truth is, as I'd gotten older, something had changed. My calorie-burning metabolism had crashed and nothing was working to fix it. And worst of all, I couldn't control my intense hunger and cravings. I was always thinking about food, all day and night. My life completely revolved around eating. Maybe you can relate. I'd stuff my face with unhealthy food, then feel guilty for eating too much. So I'd beat myself up and eat even more. What a vicious cycle. Believe me, I know what it feels like to not want to be seen in a swimsuit, dread shopping for new clothes because all the trendy clothes didn't fit, not want to have pictures and videos taken, be scared to death about health issues, and worst of all, I had to walk around with the embarrassment of people thinking and even saying, "Wow, what happened to Kyle? He used to be in shape, now look at him." I'm not gonna lie, on some days my self-esteem was so low and I was feeling so down in the dumps that I just felt like giving up on my life and throwing in the towel. I felt completely hopeless and utterly confused by all the conflicting information about what to eat and how to exercise, as my body was not responding to anything. But being overweight wasn't all negative. If I hadn't been fat, I never would have stumbled upon 3 sneaky eating tricks that allowed me to lose that 37 pounds of unattractive belly blubber, and then go on to teach these very same sneaky eating tricks to over 500,000 hard case men and women online to help them finally lose maximum weight in minimum time when nothing else seemed to work for them anymore. And when I say hard cases, I'm not kidding. I specialize in getting amazing results with good folks who have found it seemingly impossible to lose weight before, no matter what they tried, even postmenopausal women and stressed out middle-aged men. And believe me, it wasn't a chore for these people to get in amazing shape. And if you follow my lead, it shouldn't be for you either. In fact, it all begins with eating delicious foods that flip on a mysterious skinny switch that hides in each and every one of us. Now, in order for my 3 sneaky eating tricks to make sense, I first need to talk about the absolute worst diet scam out there today. I really want to make sure you're protected. And this scam also just happens to be the #1 biggest obstacle that is secretly keeping most men and women from a flat belly. So, what is the biggest scam, you ask? Is it those abdominal rockers, gliders, and contraptions you see on TV that are supposed to transform our bellies into amazing works of art overnight? Is it that electronic belt that wraps around your stomach and supposedly electrifies the fat off your midsection? Is it the crazy exercise DVDs and apps you download that are so difficult most people can't even get through their first session without collapsing from exhaustion? Or maybe it's another one of those celebrity no-carb diet plans or cleanses that work for a few weeks but end with you binge eating and gaining back even more weight? Or maybe it's that magic diet food that is shipped to you in a box that you see advertised by paid-off celebrities on TV all the time. Or maybe it's yet another hyped-up diet pill, powder, or potion that doesn't work because it isn't backed up by real science. Be careful when choosing these. Although many of these weight loss approaches are complete scams, don't work, or can have serious health consequences, they aren't even close to the biggest fat-gaining hoax of all time that is affecting your waistline right this second. The award for the biggest scam goes to, drumroll please, many of the seemingly healthy foods in your home right now. You see, most people don't realize there's toxic chemical warfare going on in your kitchen, and your belly and your family are losing the battle. It's true. You see, big budget agribusiness, food manufacturers, and government lobbyists are greenlighting the release of dangerous chemicals into our food supply and robbing you of your God-given right to amazing energy, health, and a flat, attractive belly. The cold hard fact is that these giant food manufacturers make big bucks creating frankenfoods that are stuffed full of dirt, cheap, heavily processed, highly refined sugars, inflammatory oils, and artificial additives that make your belly bulge and age your body from the inside out. Why? 2 words: corporate greed. It's cheaper for these companies to use these frankenfoods instead of going with healthy, natural ingredients, like Mother Nature intended. So we are all paying the ultimate price for this brutal deception in terms of our health and bodies. Even worse, some of these potentially dangerous ingredients and synthetic chemicals seep into seemingly healthy foods from the food packaging itself, like certain cans and plastics. Quick tip: don't ever nuke food in a plastic container in a microwave. It can cause the toxic chemicals in the containers to penetrate your food, even if it's in a microwave-safe container. And these plastics can cause you to gain weight by acting like fat-storing hormones in your body. You see, studies show that many of these man-made so-called foods and artificial chemicals lead to beer bellies on men and even cellulite on women. Not to mention some promote a whole host of scary diseases like heart disease, certain cancers, stroke, and even diabetes. I call these frankenfoods and man-made food chemicals obesity additives, and studies show they can lead to mineral imbalances that result in bloating and excess water weight. They can lead to eating addictions by altering brain chemicals called neurotransmitters, just like their street drugs cocaine, morphine, and nicotine do. They can lead to pounds of toxic waste accumulating in our digestive tracts. Believe me, that belly bulge or pooch is not all belly fat. The fact is, independent health agencies say that most Americans are swallowing as much as 130 pounds of sugar each and every year. Not to mention that soybean oil, one of the biggest contributors to excessive dietary inflammation, consumption has increased by more than 1,000-fold in the last century. And those are just 2 of the many cheap, refined toxic food chemicals that run rampant in our food supply. But don't just take my word for it. Over the years, this topic keeps resurfacing, but the food manufacturers who are infected with greed keep trying to bury it. I even recall the great late Morley Safer exposing this very topic on national TV in his undercover reporting featured on CBS's respected news show, 60 Minutes. This was several years ago, yet is still going on today, and in fact, it's only gotten worse. The shocking show was called Tweaking Tastes and Creating Cravings, and it exposed what huge multi-billion-dollar companies do to flavor our foods with addictive additives and chemicals that end up making us fat and sick. Don't believe me or 60 Minutes? Next time you're eating, just look at the ingredient listing on the package. You see those hard-to-pronounce words listed? Many of them are man-made ingredients and chemicals, and many more chemicals conveniently never get listed on the label or are hidden within seemingly healthy ingredients. Did you ever stop to consider that maybe the reason you're overweight isn't because you lack motivation or control, but maybe it's because these nasty chemicals in your food make it virtually impossible for you to be successful on any diet? Did you ever consider that maybe you really don't have heavy genetics? It's just that your natural fat-burning switch has been turned off by these hidden and toxic additive chemicals? These unhealthy additives are the very reason I ended up gaining so much weight, even though I was eating right and exercising like mad. It wasn't my fault, and it's not your fault either. Now, you're probably thinking, that's terrible, Kyle, but these toxic ingredients aren't in my kitchen. We only buy name-brand quality foods. Well, think again. Yes, if you're eating any food out of a box or package, these dangerous obesity additives are secretly hiding in dozens of name-brand foods within your pantry and refrigerator right now. These are foods that you're eating and feeding to your family each and every day. I'm talking about salad dressings, cereals, crackers, breads, chips, pretzels, popcorn, and pastas, even those marketed as healthy and made with whole grains. Condiments like ketchup, jelly, jams, syrups, gravies, and sauces, mayonnaise and margarine, dried, canned, and cured meats, canned and frozen fruits and vegetables, no kidding. Soft drinks, fruit juices, energy snacks, and teas. Of course, fast food, most restaurant foods, and nearly all prepared foods, and hundreds of foods labeled low-fat, fat-free, gluten-free, and diet. Pretty scary, isn't it? But hold tight, because soon I'll reveal how you can discover which brands of food secretly contain these toxic obesity additives, and which brands don't. This way, you don't have to stop eating your favorite foods. You simply swap out a different brand to get healthy and lose that belly bulge fast. Obesity additives are the #1 problem keeping you from a flat belly. But there are 2 more obstacles that plague most overweight folks. Obstacle number 2. Your hormones are out of whack. Chronic stress causes your body to release a fat-storing hormone called cortisol. The more cortisol your body releases, the more likely that you store belly fat. Not to mention that stress typically leads to emotional overeating. And let's face it, stress eating usually involves junk food filled with obesity additives. Plus, eating certain toxic foods causes the fat-storing hormone insulin to skyrocket, which also blocks fat-burning hormones. Hello, belly fat. Problem number 3. Your belly-burning furnace is busted. When you want to lose a lot of weight, you should do what most diet experts say and cut calories for long periods of time, right? Wrong. Cutting calories magnifies nutrient deficiencies in your body. This can lead to severe cravings as your body sends emergency low-nutrient signals to your brain to eat more food. Problem is, most people end up eating more nutrient-dead food, which only makes cravings spiral out of control even worse. If you feel hungry all the time, now you know why. Your body is starving for certain vitamins and minerals. Even worse, after about a week of dieting, your body is genetically programmed to fight back by lowering levels of the hormones responsible for keeping your metabolism humming along, like the calorie-burning thyroid hormones and the kingpin weight loss hormone called leptin. It's just a matter of time before your weight loss wheel comes to a screeching halt, or worse yet, you can even rebound and gain weight. At this point, to keep burning fat, you'll be forced to reduce your calories even lower and do more exercise. Not fun. I've been there. By now, you're probably starting to realize that all those diets in the past didn't work because they didn't help you overcome the 3 big obstacles that are keeping you from your natural skinny genetics and a flat belly. I'm talking about obesity additives hiding in your foods, hormones that are flipping off your natural skinny switch, and a broken belly-burning furnace caused by restrictive diets of the past. But don't worry. Here are 3 sneaky eating tricks that will help you to almost instantly overcome these 3 obstacles so you can get a flat belly once and for all.